Before we start talking about my Sims, I want to talk about SIDS. I don't know if that's correct, but SIDS, it's a sudden infant death syndrome. And I'm just gonna say SIDS, because it's easier. I'm sorry if it's wrong. I'm just gonna do it, okay? SIDS is an unexplained death that happens typically 2 to 4 months-old babies. The babies are often healthy, but stops breathing in their sleep. The exact cause is still unknown, and this still happens today, and obviously in the 1300s. And that's why I'm talking about it today, because Lisa and Cedric's youngest baby Emma didn't wake up at the start of year 1311, the year we are starting in this video. She had died of SIDS. Yesterday she was a happy, healthy little baby, and now she's gone. Obviously, Lisa took this very hard and got flashbacks from Thomas' death. And if that wasn't enough, Lily had grown into a toddler, but her twin sister Agnes didn't grow at all. Cedric and Lisa's family did suffer from starvation because of the bad harvest from last year, and Agnes apparently hadn't eaten for days. Lisa hadn't noticed since she had so much to do all the time. Therefore, she did everything to feed Agnes. Hopefully, everything will be okay with her. Though, food is really a problem right now. They even had a hard time finding food for poor little Cookie. We are jumping straight to the church where Edward and Deborah are getting married. Cedric, Rosemary, and Harvey came while Lisa stayed home with the rest of the children. She wasn't stable enough to come, as you can probably guess. Edward and Deborah promised their vows, and they were married. The priest talked with Edward about fulfilling their marriage later that day, but since none of them wanted more children, that night never came. At the farm, Lisa made herself gruel and thought about Thomas, Emma, and Agnes. 2 of them were gone. Agnes didn't have much time left. She was done with winter and just missed the smell of flowers and a wonderful spring. The winter had become colder, and the family spent more time inside. Nobody could be outside and try to work in this weather. The only one who was outside was Cedric. He tried day and night to find food, but luck wasn't on his side. The cow he tried to milk kicked the bucket and all the milk was gone. Bad cow. Cedric took some materials that were laying around on the farm and built some furniture. Maybe he could sell it to get some food for his family or some money to pay the taxes. Yes, they had taxes and Cedric was past his due date, so he tried to work fast. The girls stitched and knitted clothes, hoping to get some money for it as well. Of course, Lily wanted to be a part of the progress. Despite how hard Lisa tried to keep Agnes alive, she eventually passed away. Her body couldn't process food and she starved to death. I'm actually really sad about this because I thought that the twins would grow up together. I guess I was wrong. As you can probably imagine, no one was happy in the family anymore. Everyone was sad and terrified of how starvation would affect the whole family. The cow at least gave some milk this time so Lisa could make some butter. Right now, Lisa is in another world, probably to hide from all her problems. Losing a child wasn't easy and she had lost 3. She baked some bread and hoped to make a wonderful soup for the family. Unfortunately, she couldn't, but instead she made a pie. Cedric had been hunting and got a pigeon, so Lisa tried making a pigeon pie. The pie looked amazing. The family loved it and finally felt fed enough. Senna wanted this pie forever, so he took all the kids that were old enough to hunt after more animals. Everyone in the family was pretty dirty right now. They didn't have water in the same way they had in spring. But Lisa came up with an idea. She took a bucket and gathered some snow. Then she heated it up and voila! Fresh warm water to clean the kids. I totally forgot to record half of the year and I'm so angry about it, but I will try to tell you the rest through some pictures that I took. I'm so sorry. I'm so mad. Actually, I'm so mad. Even if this is several days after I recorded the game, but I'm still super mad. Okay. Anyway, the family did not have much money at all, which you can probably understand since they had a small amount of food. But Cedric was still going to get that horse for his son, Christopher. But how? Well, the family Chateaubriand, who owned the horse Cedric wanted, was a noble family. And the man in the house named Joffrey had a son. Cedric couldn't afford a horse, which he also said to Joffrey, but he didn't want money. He wanted his son to marry Cedric's oldest daughter, Rosemary. This was a big deal for Cedric, and at first he wasn't sure if he wanted that. But letting his girl get married into a noble family could help her get a better life. So obviously he agreed. Joffrey and Cedric became very good friends, and his son, Joffrey VII, seemed like a nice boy. And yes, Joffrey's father is actually Joffrey the Sixth. Oh god, that's a hard word to say. And his son is Joffrey VII. But yeah, Joffrey VII asked Cedric if he could meet Rosemary before the marriage. And Cedric just laughed and reassured him that they would meet each other many times before the wedding, so they could get to know each other. Joffrey became very happy with that answer. Okay, so let's talk about some facts about horses in the 14th century. I'm taking the information from Wikipedia. Don't judge me, please, but it's like the best website to find some good information. I'm sorry, I should have looked more, but I didn't have time for that, so just let me do this now, okay? Thank you. Just like cats, horses were specialized by role rather than specific breeds. Some examples of horse roles were destrier, used for war. They were known for their strength, high cost and training, often used by knights for battle or tournaments. Courser, a fast and athletic horse that were often preferred for intense combat. Palfrey, a more comfortable horse used by nobility and women. Rounsey, a horse that was common and used for everything. Horses were often dressed with iron shoes and special saddles to support a heavy-armed rider. Apparently stallions were preferred for war because of their aggressive nature. In the 14th century, horses, like all other animals, had a much shorter lifespan than modern horses. They had to work hard and eat very poor food. There was not much veterinary knowledge, as you can probably guess, so a horse often lived to be around 5 to 7 years old, which is sick. Last year, I had to say goodbye to one of my horses and she was 28. Obviously, the short lifespan depended on improper feeding and lack of dental care. If you have a horse, check their teeth, people. It's actually super important because if they have problems with their teeth, they can literally not eat properly and can starve. Been there, done that, trust me. Cedric took the horse with him home. Christopher screamed when he saw the horse. He was perfect and Christopher named him Kentucky. A perfect name for a perfect horse. Cedric had fixed a little place in the barn for Kentucky to live, and Christopher was more in the barn than inside the house. He really wanted to mount his new horse and learn how to ride, but the weather was too cold, so he had to wait. Since Christopher wanted to be with the horse so much, Cedric moved his bed downstairs so he could watch for the horse. It was a little cold, but so worth it. The bond between them was so amazing to see. Edward's youngest son, Jasper, came over to talk to Rosemary. He had a new mother and he hated everything. He didn't want to be with his father because the only thing he talked about was the future, and Jasper didn't want to think about the future. He didn't want to think about anything. Rosemary thought that he acted very weird and sent him home. Something that has been very strange is that Lisa hasn't been pregnant for a very long time now. And it's actually because Cedric and her didn't want more kids. They still sleep in the same bed and could sometimes barely keep themselves together, but if they wanted their other kids to survive, love had to keep its distance. The older kids on the farm took care of pretty much all the animals. Rosemary took care of the cow, while the boys took the chickens and Kentucky. Lisa had to take care of dirty toddlers who just cried, wanted attention and played around. Lisa was pretty tired of toddlers at this point, so maybe it was for the best not getting more children. Cedric had found some wild potatoes when he had been out trying to hunt some animals. He couldn't plant it outside since it was too cold in the ground, so he planted them inside, in his shed, where he had his working bench. those potatoes could be the family's chance to survive. At the end of the year, Cedric told Rosemary that he had arranged a wedding for her, hoping that she would be happy. But Rosemary yelled at him for not asking her first. She thought he would at least ask what she wanted before making such a big decision. But everything was already decided and Rosemary went to bed, worried about who this boy was that she was supposed to marry and what he looked like. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope that you liked year 1311. It was a real long time ago that I actually wrote the script down and played the game. So now that I'm reading it, I'm feeling like I don't really know what I'm talking about because it was such a long time ago. I have also made a little schedule for myself, so I will upload videos every Wednesday, Friday and Saturday. So I hope that's fine by you, and the time will be around 6 p.m. in Sweden, so whatever that time is for you, let me know, I guess. What time is it for you when it is 6 p.m? And if you feel like, no, I want this video to come out at 8 p.m. in my country, let me know. Maybe I can fix that for you then, because I want you guys to be happy. I'm not watching my own videos, or am I? I don't know. You cannot know that because I'm not telling you that I'm watching my own videos on YouTube. No. I would never. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Take care of each other. I hope that I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone!